Ladies and gentlemen, it's called Inside Georgia Real Estate with Deborah Morton. She is the owner, operator, and broker of the agency Atlanta. She is the best. She knows everything, and she is my friend, and we do this show together. The phone number, 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB Talk. Before we get back to, I want to ask about resort-style living at your own home and also more about ordinances. Let's take Pearl from McDonough. Hey, Pearl.
Hi, Pearl.
Yes, hi. I was calling in reference to when I got my home, I did not put my son on the deed for joint survivor ownership. Is it too late to have him put on there so when I pass that the house can go to him and not through probate?
Great question, and it's not too late. If you want to send me a message on InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com, just send me your name by email, and I will connect you with an attorney. It's pretty simple, and you don't technically need an attorney to do it, but I recommend you use one so that it's recorded properly. And it's a great idea. And then listen next week. We will have a trust attorney, will, probate, all of these types of questions. We'll have a guest next week on the show.
Okay. And you say your email address is, again, what? Why do I contact you?
InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com, all spelled out.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks for
Pearl.
listening.
Yes, ma'am. Why is that important for Pearl to add that? Why is that important?
It just makes after she passes. I mean, none of us are getting out of here alive. Once one passes, the joint survivorship rights means you don't have to go through the lengthy probate. It's the ownership just transfers immediately. It's written into the deed. So her son would have ownership of the house.
Understood.
Yes.
Understood.
And that's why we get so many questions about it. That's why I'm excited to bring an attorney on, because I will not answer questions that are out of the scope of my license and my knowledge.
Right. So next week, you don't want to miss next week's Inside Georgia Real Estate with Deborah Morton, because she's going to have an attorney here to answer all your legal questions. I want to go back to something that you guys talked about before we went to break. Resort-style living at your home. I love to entertain. I have an entertainment-friendly home, but my outside, I have 2 decks, but they're basic. I have an old couch off the side of one, and a grill, and a grill, and that's it, right? So, explain more to me what resort style living is on a regular house. You know what I mean? A basic house.
Well, resort style living will start, not on a regular, but even like an upscale house. We'll usually have a swimming pool. Okay. And then you can upgrade it from there with a cabana. Gotcha. And
that's
an
what you mean. Okay.
outdoor fireplace.
Understood.
And have an area like that, or just, on more of a in-scale type home and all that, a place to go to entertain, away from the house, but not too far away from the house.
Gotcha.
But
Shelley, that would look like you could put some pavers in the grass and have walk out to a fire pit area. You could take your grill, just a grill, and kind of create a built-in kitchen area. It's more about the how you pair the things together. So your deck, how you group your outdoor patio furniture, and then maybe come off the deck and have a separate seating area. If you're entertaining and you've got a dozen people at your house, you might want to group a few up at a fire pit. It doesn't even have to be built in. You can have a portable fire pit. So what you're calling a regular house, you can create a luxury feeling. So to me, luxury is not necessarily a price point, but a feeling. Gotcha. You can create a luxury feeling, an estate feeling in what you're referring to as a regular house.
Right.
When I say everybody deserves to have that luxury feeling.
Right. And what I mean by regular house, like you say, the average home price in Atlanta is $300,000.
Yeah,
right.
400. Let's say $400,000
so that's what
home.
I'm saying when I say
it might not be as extravagant as a pool with an infinity edge and a hot tub.
Right.
It doesn't have to be that.
That's right. That's why I wanted you to get out of you guys.
Yes, but you can craft a feeling where when you're entertaining, it's a place where people want to congregate and go. You are creating emotion when you walk out there. The current emotion with the old couch and grill is not an emotion that is going to cause anybody to want to come hang out with you.
Well, for me it is, because I got a cooler of beer sitting out there with it.
Okay, well, Shelley, we're up in your game.
I have, that's what I need.
We've been working on this for weeks,
buddy.
That's
what I need. I need my game up. That's what I need. So I got to call Steve. We'll be talking, Steve. I want to. I'm sorry, Scott. I apologize. I apologize, brother. I don't know why I said that. I think it's because of a text that came in, just popped it on my phone. Scott Chatham of Chatham Landscaping. Scott, I have a question. You talked about ordinances before. Yes. You're talking about how off air, you had mentioned in Atlanta, you can't touch trees, things like that. Can you talk about, and it doesn't seem fair to me.
Yeah, so each local municipality has their own ordinances, and it's all within horseshoes, real close to each other, but there are different ones. So if I was going to go buy a house, and I looked at the house and I said, I think I'm going to have to expand on that. The first thing I would do is check my local ordinances and check my impervious surface, because each lot has a finite square footage of pervious and impervious surfaces. And to go beyond the impervious surface, that's surfaces like concrete, roofs, even gravel, even stepping stones, things that will not allow water to go through.
Right.
Every lot has impervious surface an allocation to it based on their local ordinances. And if you try to exceed that, then you have to get variances.
But how would you? Explain. What does it look like to exceed that? How do you exceed that?
Well, let's say I have a house that's got 1,000. It'd be different, but 1,000 square feet of impervious surface.
Okay, that's outside of the house. The house is already built.
The house counts as impervious surface.
Okay,
that's surfaces that does not allow water to perk through.
Okay.
Okay. So I want to go. I've got 1,000 square feet of impervious surfaces that are existing. My lot only has 1,200 square feet allocated. If I would decide to put on a structure off the back,
I only have 200
I only have 200 square feet. If I decide to put stepping stones down to my new fire pit,
right?
Every stepping stone, if it's 2 by 2, that's 4 feet, 4 feet, 4 feet. I mean, that's
this is why we get so many calls about people looking to get outside of the metro area as well, because they get tired of it.
Right.
I want to buy a piece of land and live my life, and property ownership matters. And many people, so we're showing homes. If you want to live in Sandy Springs, close to where your job is, because the commute is killing you, we have to be careful. You find a house that may be in the price range you're looking for, but it needs some work, and you think, I'm going to add on.
Right.
I'll just add on a bedroom, or I'll add on the garage, or I'll, whatever you want to do for it. When you're looking for that home, we have to keep this in mind, that what you're wanting to do might or might not be allowed by local ordinance.
Yeah, remember that, like, you want to add on, let's say you have all the pervious surface that you can get, or impervious surfaces that you can get. Let's say you're adding on and you say, well, that would look great, but it's within 10 feet of an 18-inch caliber tree.
Right.
So that means...
So talk to us about the tree thing, because I never understood... No, here's the thing. I never understood in Georgia how many local municipalities you have to get permission to chop down trees on your own land. Could you talk to us about that?
Basically, they've just made it across the board right now, but each municipality
Are you talking about in Atlanta?
In Atlanta, but
Fulton County.
But Brookhaven,
yep.
City of Sandy Springs, City of Decatur, you name all the new cities.
And this is also sometimes regulated by your homeowners association.
Yes.
So there was a situation years back in a big community in Cobb County, and the homeowner cut down trees, and it created all kinds of ruckus because they were not allowed to. And they were penalized by the HOA, and they had to replant trees back to it took forever to settle. That's part of the discussion about out of control HOAs that is in the House this year.
And out of control, let's not get to HOA. I've heard so many horror stories.
It is, but think about what Scott's saying about the local ordinances too. So you think, I'm gonna put a koi pond because I want a fish pond with a little waterfall. It may or may not be allowable.
Right.
By the way, koi pond is impervious. So
yes,
a pool is impervious. I mean, that pond is impervious.
That's
so you'd
crazy.
Have to check that.
That's because like I said before, as a guy that doesn't like regulations,
I like coming in here and blowing your mind because I know Shelley well enough to know, like, it just makes he gets all kinds of bent out of shape.
Yeah.
But how does this relate to real estate? It's just things we need to be aware of, because ignorance to these things does not help you if you're buying or selling a home.
Absolutely.
Right.
But it also creates a situation when you're, like, for instance, you represent the sellers and the buyers. It also creates a situation where someone's looking at a home, right? And they're saying, oh, we could do that, because I've done it myself. Oh, we could do this here and we could do this here, but you may not be able to.
Yeah. It just depends, but where you're looking and what you're going for.
Right. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Those are the numbers to call in and ask any real estate question that you want. Let's go to line 1. Denise from East Point. Go ahead, Denise.
Yes, Sally. How you doing? This great, beautiful, wonderful day of ours.
Yes, what a beautiful day.
It is wonderful. Nice rain. It's great.
Denise, what's your question today?
My question was, because you made a statement, as much as I know about these great, beautiful, I would love to have a koi pond. I love koi, and that's what I designed in my head. But I'm in East Point, and there's a whole lot of people around here that got couches on their porch, and they sure do like to grill. And they're having a cool time.
Thank you, Denise.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. This is Wolf from Noonan. Go ahead, Wolf.
Well, you guys, I'm glad my wife's not listening. But the gentleman mentioned pools in the backyards. That's a starting point. And if we went through him, would he be like a general contractor that he could do the pool system and everything else beyond that?
Typically, where our value rolls into is we'll design the pool, and then we'll refer you to a pool contractor, or you can get whoever you want to, and they'll go ahead and get the pool permit. And then we would do all the things outside of the pool itself.
Okay, well, fortunately, I don't live in an HOA. I live out where the deer sleep underneath my trees.
That's awesome.
That could be downtown Atlanta. I mean, yeah, really?
That's true. That's true.
If you want to send me a message, send me a message on InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com, and I will connect you to Scott, or you can look him up online. Scott, what's your website?
Yes, www.chathamlandscapes.com. Sorry.
So Chatham Landscapes with an S.com, Wolf, okay?
Uh-huh.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. We'll be right back. 404-872-0750, 1-800-WSB-TALK. Those callers online, please ask your questions quickly because we're coming up on a short segment. We'll be right back.